Ever wondered how some people seem to have an almost hypnotic influence over others? How they can bend minds, shape decisions, and make anyone dance to their tune? Today, we're uncovering the dark psychological tricks that can give you an edge in any situation. But beware, these techniques are powerful and should be used responsibly. Let's begin. 1. The power of scarcity. First, let's talk about scarcity. People desire what they think they can't have. If something is limited, exclusive, or hard to get, it instantly becomes more valuable in their minds. This applies to relationships, negotiations, and even casual conversations. Want someone to chase you? Make them feel like your time and attention are rare commodities. Scarcity works because human psychology is wired to assign greater value to things that are perceived as difficult to obtain. Think about luxury brands that release limited edition products. People rush to buy them, not necessarily because they need them, but because they don't want to miss out. The same principle applies to social interactions. If you always make yourself available, people may start taking you for granted. But if you strategically withhold your presence or attention, suddenly, they crave it more. In relationships, playing hard to get can make you more attractive. When someone feels like they have to earn your time, they unconsciously place more importance on your presence. This doesn't mean being distant or rude. It simply means maintaining an aura of self-sufficiency. Show that you have your own priorities, goals, and interests. This creates an air of exclusivity around you. Scarcity is also a key player in business and marketing. Flash sales, limited time offers, and only a few spots left tactics create urgency, making people act quickly before they lose the opportunity. When a product is perceived as rare or highly sought after, people feel an intense fear of missing out, FOMO, compelling them to make decisions they might not have otherwise. To use scarcity effectively, balance is key. If you make yourself too unavailable, people may lose interest. The trick is to create just enough scarcity to make yourself, your time, or your offer appear valuable, without pushing people away completely. 2. Mirroring, the secret to instant connection. Next, we have mirroring, a psychological trick used by skilled manipulators. By subtly mimicking someone's body language, speech patterns, and even breathing rhythm, you create a subconscious bond. The other person starts feeling comfortable and connected to you without even realizing why. Mirroring is a technique that taps into our brain's natural tendency to identify with others. When two people are in sync, they feel an unspoken connection. This is why you might notice close friends or couples unconsciously adopting each other's gestures and speech styles. When used deliberately, mirroring can make someone feel like you understand them on a deeper level. This technique works in multiple ways. The most obvious is physical mirroring. Copying someone's posture, hand gestures, or head tilts. If they lean forward, you subtly lean forward too. If they cross their arms, you do the same after a few moments. The key is subtlety. Overdoing it can make it obvious and awkward. Verbal mirroring is another powerful form of this technique. If the person you're speaking with uses certain phrases or a particular speech rhythm, gently incorporating those into your own speech can make them feel more comfortable. For example, if someone frequently says, "You know what I mean," or "right," using similar language patterns in response creates a sense of harmony. Even breathing can be mirrored. When in deep conversation, aligning your breath with the other person's can create an almost hypnotic effect, making them more relaxed and open. Mirroring is highly effective in business, negotiations, and social interactions. Salespeople, therapists, and even interrogators use this technique to build rapport and gain trust. When someone feels that you are like them, they are more likely to listen, agree, and engage positively. To master mirroring, practice in everyday conversations. Start with small gestures, then move on to speech patterns and tone. Observe how people react. If they seem more open and engaged, you're doing it right. Remember, subtlety is key. Done right, mirroring can make you instantly likable and influential. 3. The art of silence. Silence is a weapon. Most people are uncomfortable with it and rush to fill the gap, often revealing more than they intended. When someone speaks, pause before responding. It makes you appear more powerful and forces them to overthink. In conversations, silence can create an air of mystery and authority. When you refrain from immediately responding, the other person starts questioning their words, often feeling the need to clarify or justify themselves. This can be used to subtly manipulate the conversation, leading people to reveal more information than they originally intended. In negotiations, silence is one of the most powerful tactics. Imagine you're discussing a deal. You propose an offer, then go silent. The other person, feeling the tension, might make concessions just to fill the awkward void. The longer the pause, the more pressure they feel. It's a psychological trick that makes them anxious and more likely to agree to your terms. Silence is also useful in personal relationships. When faced with an argument, rather than reacting emotionally, staying silent and maintaining a composed demeanor can shift the power dynamic. It forces the other person to reflect on their words and, in many cases, makes them reconsider their stance. Another powerful use of silence is in storytelling and persuasion. Well-placed pauses can make a statement more impactful. Instead of rushing through words, taking a deliberate pause before key phrases adds weight to what you're saying, making the listener hang onto every word. Mastering silence requires confidence and patience. Many people feel uncomfortable with it and instinctively try to fill the void. But those who understand its power can control conversations, create intrigue, and command respect. Silence is not just the absence of words. It's a tool that, when used correctly, can give you the upper hand in any interaction. 4. The power of suggestion. Words shape thoughts. The way you phrase something can change how people perceive reality. Instead of forcing an idea onto someone, the key is to plant the seed of thought and let their mind nurture it as if it were their own. This is the power of suggestion, a subtle but highly effective tool of influence. Have you ever noticed how salespeople don't say, "Would you like to buy this?" Instead, they ask, "Would you like the red or the blue one?" By giving a controlled choice, they eliminate the possibility of a no. That's the power of suggestion at work, guiding someone's decision-making without them realizing it. A classic example of suggestion in psychology is priming. If someone repeatedly hears words related to honesty before making a decision, they are more likely to act truthfully. The mind absorbs subtle cues from the environment and incorporates them into behavior, often without conscious awareness. Suggestion also works by framing statements in a way that makes agreement natural. Instead of saying, "You should trust me," a more effective phrasing would be, "You probably already feel a sense of trust between us." This statement subtly implies trust already exists, making the listener more likely to believe it without questioning. This technique is widely used in hypnosis, advertising, and leadership. Successful politicians and marketers use the power of suggestion to shape public opinion. By repeating certain phrases, aligning body language with their message, and carefully selecting words, they make people adopt their perspective as if it were their own. The secret to using suggestion effectively lies in confidence and subtlety. A direct order may face resistance, but a suggestion feels like a natural thought arising within the person's own mind. It's about leading without pushing. A well-placed suggestion, delivered with the right tone and body language, can make someone think an idea was theirs from the start. Master this, and you'll be able to influence thoughts, emotions, and decisions without anyone realizing it. Use it wisely. Now that you've unlocked these dark psychological tricks, remember, power lies not just in knowing, but in using these techniques wisely. Scarcity makes you more desirable, mirroring builds instant connections, silence shifts control, and suggestion subtly shapes minds. Together, these tools can help you influence, persuade, and command attention in any situation. But with great power comes great responsibility. Use these methods ethically, not to manipulate, but to understand and navigate human interactions more effectively. Influence is an art. Master it, and you'll never be at the mercy of anyone's control again. Control isn't about force, it's about perception. Like, share, and subscribe for more insights into the hidden forces.